videos. And I realize now that people actually are starting to click on every one of, you know, there's like one view on a few of the VODs on the VOD channel. So if that is you, hello. But I do sort of realize that like the first couple of minutes of stream isn't the most engaging, and that it is the time that I'm sort of, you know, sending out the Discord post and, you know, putting, updating little set counter and putting the music on and whatnot. And it's like, well, that's not actually ideal for YouTube engagement. But I mean, look, I was never really intending for the VODs channel to be, get a lot of viewership, I suppose. So I probably shouldn't care about it. I think I've said it as much before, but it is really mostly there entirely just to be an archive. So that streams that expire on Twitch after 14 days don't actually expire in the long term. But with that said, we do have to do the Discord post, so let's do that. So let's go over to the video alert channel, send out an @stream chatters live stealing Doonebug97's team for some Love Cup battles, and we'll grab the Twitch link and send. Beauty. So today we are going to be stealing Doonebug97's Love Cup team that he was running a little bit earlier today. I didn't get to see much of his stream because he was streaming while I was at work, but I at least saw the team. So we're just going to blatantly steal it and see how it goes. It is a little bit off. It's not the norm, I guess, in many ways. In one sense, it's because it has Snarl's Crafty on the squad. So we're already getting a little bit wacky with it, which is interesting. So we'll sort of see how it goes. I do actually have to TM my mons though. So let's go over to Scrafty. And Scrafty, we're going to keep Foul Play Thunder Punch, which I think we TM'd in the last stream. But we're going to throw Snarl onto this puppy. So I think it's the move count generally is like it's 4 Snarls to the first one, and then it'll be 3 to the second. So, you know, a sort of 12 turn and then 9 turn, which isn't too bad in the grand scheme of things, especially when it's compared to like Metacham and Scrafty is the sort of fighters that sort of were primo when they're running counter, because they are just so slow. Like the nerf they got is definitely quite real in that front. It is what it is though. But essentially I think that the full team, I did write it down, but let's see if I can go off memory here. The full team was Scrafty in the lead. He had Talonflame in the back, which I haven't checked if it was supposed to be Fly Brave. I guess we can check, to be fair. We can just go to twitch.tv/Doonebug97. Let's make sure our Twitch tab, okay, it wasn't muted, so it was about to blast Doonebug's stream. We've dodged that though, and so let's just get a moveset check on what we are going to be running today, because I mean this decides our fate really. And it was Galarian Slowbro in the middle as well. Let's throw Slowbro in. And that is Poison Jab, Surf, Brutal Swing, which I guess we can check if that is what he's running. I know that like it's a little bit tricky when it comes to the sort of Surf versus Gold thingo, because you really do need to think about whether you want to get to the community day move or not. Charlie Brown, welcome in. Thanks for the follow. Hope you're doing well. We're just checking, because we are just going to be blindly copy-pasting, stealing Doonebug97's team today. We're just making sure we have the movesets correct, because Scrafty is running Snarl, Foul Play, and Thunder Punch, confirming that Talonflame is Fly and Brave Bird. And then let's just fact check that the Slowbro is in fact Brutal Swing Surf. It is Brutal Swing, I just wasn't sure. It looked like it had a water moveset. I just need to see what water moveset that is. Oh man, I'm really jumping around in this stream. Twitch, like I've said this once, and I've said this many times, and I'll probably continue to say it. The Twitch video player is pretty poor. Even just like, it feels like it just lags in so much more than like YouTube, for example. I think YouTube just has a much better ability to sort of load what you're actually wanting to look at. Okay, we have Slowbro coming onto the scene. Here he comes, and it is... Oh, I can't even see it. Okay, that is Surf, Brutal Swing. So we have the right moveset. Beauty. In that case, we're good to go. And we can sort of jump into set number 1. We have slipped a little bit. You know, we are down to the sort of 2280s, I think is where we're at. I know it doesn't sort of show up on that first go, which I don't really understand why, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know why that issue exists in the game, but you know, it is what it is, I suppose. But Metacham lead. Now I think Dune. Okay, hard swap into Fairy. We go hard swap into Slowbro. We're a little bit slow on the swap, which means that we are going to have to just sort of face a move here, but it might not be too bad. I mean, we're not going to be able to take 2 Dazzling Gleams, I don't think. Moonblast, I meant. Yeah, we actually can take 2, but it's not like we want to take 2. So I think what we're going to do here is throw the Surf, and then if they no shield, then we can just comfortably win this matchup. Okay, I think we comfortably... Oh, is it comfortable? I don't think it's comfortable. Let's no shield anyway. Okay, that's a Swift, so we're fine. We're fine. It is comfortable. And then Metacham had like no energy, so even if it comes in, let's just throw the Surf here. Wade, welcome in. Good to see you as always. the 2 goat high emotes of the apocalypse. We are just gonna yoink. Look, we tried yoinking Axon's team the other day. It didn't quite work out for us. Today we're gonna just try taking another, well, I suppose another world champions team. Just a Silph Arena world champion. Now, I have no concept of how to pilot this team. It's a little bit wonkier than I'm used to in terms of, you know, I feel like there's not an obvious answer as to how you're supposed to run this thing. We are running with Snarl Scrafty, which is kind of bonkers. Did you even go with Axon's team? Wait, did I get it wrong? I thought it was. I thought it was the Crocodile. Don't tell me I goofed the entire time. I really thought it was Axon's team. It was the Ariados, Crocodile, and Scrafty? Oh, did you go even? Sorry, I went for the... No, I think we went negative. I think it didn't quite go our way. I think we were going even home cooked, perhaps. Well, not home cooked, but just off one of those graphics. Big, nice damage there, except I forgot that we weren't running counter and we were running Snarl, so I feel like I need to throw the move here, which they are running Psycho Cut on Metachams. This isn't a disaster. I mean, I could go check back at the VOD, I suppose. I'm pretty sure I went negative, though. Actually, I mean, we can pull it up. It's not that hard to just go to the VOD channel and then go to the very end of it. PST VODs. And we get the first Dubsky. Although we did go 5-0 in the first set with Axon's team as well, so, you know, is what it is. Stealing, it's Axon's Love Cup team. Pause, skip to end. Okay, so we went 5-0, 1-4, 3-2, 2-3, 2-3, and I feel like we might have finished with another 2-3. Or even 1-4 perhaps. Oh, I just stopped stream. I didn't even claim the elo. I didn't go back to it, but yeah, I don't think we went too hot. It wasn't like a cataclysmic fall. What's the benefit to Snarl? The big benefit is just how fast you get to your charge moves, because counter just feels a little grotty. So if we just go PV poke and we go Scrafty v Scrafty, and we've got counter versus Snarl. Snarl gets energy every 13 energy per Snarl. Counter gets 6 energy per counter. So every 3 turns, counter is generating 9 energy versus Snarl getting 13 energy. So you can sort of imagine how that can sort of, steamroll a little bit. So like by the time counter Scrafty gets to its first Thunder Punch, it gets to 42 energy with its counters. The Snarl Scrafty, instead of 42, is on 65 energy and is already at, it's actually approaching the second Thunder Punch. It's only 1 Snarl away from Thunder Punch number 2. So it really is just the charge move over fast move shenanigan, which we're just gonna try it out. I really I wasn't Doonebug was streaming while I was at work, so I didn't see a single one of his battles play out. Just sacrificing the counter damage. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Skeledirge. I think this is a brilliant start for us. Yeah, the charge move pressure, which definitely comes in handy in the Skeledirge matchup. I'll tell you that much for free. Okay, not as good in the Licky Licky matchup, I will admit. This is where it's kind of like, I guess not terrible timing in the sense of like, there's no good timing 3-turn versus 3-turn. But this isn't really where we want to be, I would suggest. Because we don't have any fighting damage on the entire squad. In saying that, like, Slowbro isn't, like, it's, like, Slowbro is fine into Skeledirge. So, maybe we just kind of soak up the energy over here, perhaps. Take the Earthquake, that's fine. We could even charge up to a Foul Play, and then swap to Slowbro. Oh wait, we've given them an option to get to an Earthquake, which I wasn't counting, because I was like, it should be fine. Let's roll the dice, what the heck. Oh, it's Earthquake Shadow Ball. Oh, we've actually seen the double nuke Licky Licky. Holy heck. I didn't know those things were real. I saw them written in the scriptures, but I didn't realize they would come to life. What the heck? The no body slam Licky? I guess. Again, I should have been counting and I wasn't. Skeledirge is such an easy one to count as well, and I just didn't bother. Let us come in and go double counter. Oh, that's unfortunate. We should have only gone for one counter and then clicked. Makes the beer W clicky. This is an ultra. Doesn't need to be, I guess, but big damage only, baby. Okay, shoot up the Shadow Ball. They're going to get another move off here, which is kind of spooky. What's going to be in the back? It's actually decent chance it's just another rollout user. Oh, we shouldn't have taken that. Oh, it's a Wigglytuff. Okay. Even if we shielded up the Shadow Ball, the fact that we're at a 2-shield deficit puts us at a bit of a... I don't think we were going to be able to win that one. Yeah, it's like the truth is we sort of wanted our Slowbro for the Wigglytuff, I guess. Well, what we really wanted is we wanted to not go down shields. I guess it would have been the real reality that would have been nice. Actually, could we have won that? I feel like the answer is no. If we shield the Shadow Ball and we played out the rest of the game the same, I think we still lose. These stealing X's VOD channel names are really appearing to become a staple. Easy. Honestly, when I stole Axon's team, obviously I was in the mindset of the VOD channel, also welcome in Cola. But I was literally like, you know what? Let's get some actual YouTube titles on this puppy. I mean, you know, all of that talk about turning Twitch streams into YouTube content, which, you know, obviously I do it when there's the PV Poke streams and such, but like, this is the most blatant. I just upload these things straight. Terrifying match. Oh man. Yeah, I think I might have mentioned this last stream, but it would be awesome if we reached the point where there were enough people that wanted to watch the VODs back that channel could be monetized. Because I think something that I have been thinking about a lot is, you know, when my, hang on, we've got a Nightbot deleted message. Hang on, hard swapping to Slowbro. They were promoting some viewer bots. Hey, that could be pretty good. That could really help my image. Yeah, so I've sort of been thinking like, okay, when my PhD wraps up in the next number of months, I was like, part of me is a little open to the fact of like, do we just sort of like chill for a bit and essentially take, not a gap year per se, but essentially just like a Pokemon break? In like do we just sort of like, essentially just do a gap year to just be full-time content for a little bit? Not necessarily to, I don't know, to make it or anything, like in that, you know, big quote unquote, because I don't put out that much DBL content. But like, I could just chill and do that for a little while. It's something that I have been thinking about. And so there is thoughts of like, you know, okay, well, what would that mean monetization wise? Where would that sort of like, you know, where would we land, etc., etc., etc. And so I was like, oh, you know, it could be sick if we could get that monetized. But it's sort of it's not realistic at this stage. Maybe if we really tilted towards like just making, you know, really going hard into streams that work well as sort of a VOD title, then perhaps, but yeah. Another time perhaps. For now though, the stealing teams works. We'll take it. But 2 shield deficit versus Wiggles isn't so bad with that energy lead. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, like, obviously we got to peel both of those shields off in that game. Now, they didn't need to top left that, but we were in a pretty strong position, to be fair. Pokemon has got to catch them all. You're using other people's teams has got to steal them all. Bro, I'm on that Team Rocket run. I mean, do you know how many episodes like Jesse James and Meowth got to be in? They weren't catching things. Well, I guess in some sense they were using the verb catch, but in a different way. Like they weren't catching things in Pokeballs. They were sort of, you know, catching things with nets. It's still catching, I guess. So maybe that's all I've done to like Doonebug's and Axton's teams. Buzzwole, not the greatest of starts. Let's charge up to... Let's try and just throw a move to try and sort of put a little bit of hurt on, just to try and, like, you know, maybe we can rogue steal a shield, right? Yeah. Now, they probably lunge here, but I think we can take a lunge. I don't know how attack weighted Buzzwole is. It's probably going to hurt, to be honest with you. Oh, that wasn't that bad at all. That wasn't too bad. The Cola bot reporting for duty. Welcome in, my bot followers. I'll expect the rest of you soon. Steve turned to Josh. Now he's going to become a Jesse James and Meowth. I mean, look, when one thing doesn't work, you just try the next. You just keep moving on. You got to keep trying. You need to duo with someone else stealing teams, preferably if they have a cat. Aha. I see. We're essentially Team Rocket cosplay. Okay, we'll let Talonflame take us down, because now we have shield advantage, which kind of means that we can just bring in our own Talonflame. And knowing that we're sort of at the advantage here. Also, it's an XXS Talonflame. It's kind of cool. I sort of wish that I had more XXS and XXL Pokemons built, because I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of sick. Oh, what's happening? Okay. Yeah, they're only one Incinerate ahead of me, so this is strictly not a bad situation to be in. Holy. Let's actually shield, and we've got enough energy that I feel like... Oh, they Brave Bird as well. I feel like the deficit in the back... Oh, it's an Electrode. I was going to say the deficit in the back might not matter too much. It's probably true here. Now they are going to get to a move, but let's try and... Well, like, they can go to Wild Charge to take us out, but then they're going to be defense debuffed for my Scrafty. But they might still get to a move before us. Let's see if Snarl can sort of save us. We need you to take 5 to get there. Nice! Oh, not nice. You got there in 4, I guess. Oh, man. Shame. Maybe we probably did a big goof in throwing that Thunder Punch against the Buzzwole. It would have been way smarter to keep that energy around and then just throw sort of Slowbro into the deep end, because then we also get to bring in Talonflame, we get to farm down the Buzzwole, and whether they bring in Talonflame or Hisuian Electrode, we're going to be at the advantage either way. So we kind of misplayed that one, to be honest. But we're still learning. We've got the you know, set 1 to figure out the team. That's just the rules of the game. Not much you can do on that front. Why are we playing so many veterans, by the way? Is there like a Go Battle weekend coming up or something that everyone's tanking for? Or is everyone just actually falling in Love Cup? Because we get a good lead here, that is for sure. Resisting their fast move, super effective from ours. I know we just did this. But let's throw all of our energy away. And then let's go Talonflame. We shouldn't have thrown. Why did we do it? Chat. Is not cash money plays being made. We can take a Thunder Punch though. Okay, we're at 10. Let's go for another Incinerate and invest a shield. And then I think we just insta-throw this one. Hi, Vanessa! Also, hi, Debbie. Hi. We could have gone for energy, I guess, and we could have just burnt in another shield or something, but there's a reason it's called throwing it all away. Oh, man. Well, we're working as hard as we can to manage it. We at least get a Brave Bird off. Wait. Yeah, I was like, what's happening? We do get a Brave Bird off here, so we can sort of at least force the issue. They're not likely to shield the Brave Bird. Wait, they do? But they know we have a Scrafty. So what, they have Ominous Wind, Thunderbolt probably? So I guess they will be able to get to a Thunderbolt here. Let's no shield. Let's just let this guy go. I know that it was going to be useful to us, but... Oh, I forgot that Astonish was going to be super effective. Oh, I goofballed. I did a big goof. Oh, no. Yeah, maybe that wasn't so smart. Okay, we get that. Yeah. And we lose charge attack priority. That's not good. That isn't good at all. Turns out our Scrafty actually would have been crazy into this team and we really should have preserved it. Oh well. Again, this is the learning set. We're figuring the team out. Which, by the way, I am sort of like... I've sort of been vibing like, you know what? Like, maybe this is the last Love Cup we play. Like, and it's a bit of a problem where, like, the next week is going to be Love Cup and Master League. So I'm kind of thinking about taking a week off GBL streams, to be honest with you. Which might just mean that we essentially do Variety Week. And we, you know, do a ton more TCG, United, try and push ahead and get to work. But, oh wait, it's that week now? Oh. Oh yeah. Whoopsies. I've seen a good number of Flame Charge Talon though. It's definitely got a lot of value. You know, it is what it is. 2-3, I guess. We are sinking further. So it's not the, you know, Axon 5-0 opening set that we got, but we misplayed. We weren't getting unlucky with team comps, which I feel like is such a big part of Love Cup, is there are so many situations where you are just going to get unlucky with team composition. That isn't what happened to us that set. We just made a couple misplays that sort of lost us a couple games, to be honest. But yeah, it's day one of the Love Cup Master League week, right? Because it's Wednesday Oz time? I think that's when it happens. Oh, we can see what's coming on 19th February. It's the 12th. That's 7 days from now. Checks out. Set up Show 6 friendlies instead. Oh, actually, Steve practice tournament. This is actually maybe good thought. I think we run it because it's been a while since we've used the tournament channel, to be honest. I had full intention of running like when Devon Corp started doing their sort of Sylph replacement. I ran a tournament the first month. Unfortunately, we didn't quite read the rules properly and our tournament wasn't ranked. Now, I believe that Ryblet won the whole thing and he ended up becoming the Season 1 World Champ. So, you know, was it all because of us that he became so good that he was able to win it all? I wouldn't say that, but it's been said. People have been saying it. Okay, let's go for a Thunder Punch. Now that should be 14 turns because they used 1 turn to swap, so we could actually fit in the extra thingo. And now let's just hard swap to Slowbro. Just throw him in there. So I do like the idea of actually going for, you could do some tourney practice, whether it's like Devon or whatnot. But yeah, anyway, what I was saying, with pretty much once that first one was unranked, I was like, dang. And then the next month was February of 2024. We were sort of like, there was some news around potential Melbourne regional stream happening. So I was sort of focused on that. I was like, forget about this Devon thing. I'm focused on this play Pokemon stream that we might get going. Unfortunately, in the end, you know, as we all know, there wasn't a play Pokemon stream for Melbourne, but then we're sort of tilted towards like, oh, but we could get a stream for Perth. And so all of a sudden I was like, oh, well, that's only in, you know, another 2 months, month and a half. So let's, you know, turn all of the focus to that. So again, I sort of just pushed it back and pushed it back. And by the time that I was sort of like, I had time to put towards like Devon and such, it was kind of too late. It was kind of like, oh, like I've missed 2/3 of the season. It was like, oh, well, I don't know. Maybe we give it, and I just never jumped back in, to be honest. But I was actually looking at making a meta simplified video for the upcoming Devon meta, the one that's for March, which hasn't been announced yet. Essentially because, I mean, one of the, like the literal main reason, and I don't know if I've talked about this, but I think I have at some point, but the main reason that I stopped, that I wasn't making Devon Corp meta simplified videos, kind of twofold, but I guess it all comes down to one reason. And that one reason is because it would actually hurt my YouTube channel. If I uploaded a Devon Corp meta simplified infographic, YouTube would sort of like show it to all these people. So it was like, hey, do you want to watch this? Like, you know, they'd pick random subscribers and it's like, hey, do you like this content? Do you want to click on this? And because not very many people actually play Devon, most people would say, no, I'm not interested in this. Why are you showing me this? Which, you know, reduces my click-through rate, which then reduces the, you know, how much that video gets out there, which then reduces how much my channel goes out there. So it was like, well, I guess, like, we're not going to upload it to the main channel then. And so at the time I was kind of like, because Devon sort of asked me, they were sort of like, hey, could you make a meta simplified video? And I was like, I'm not doing it on the main channel. But then they were sort of like, you know, we could second channel this thing. And I was like, oh, I could second channel this thing. That was a year ago. Now I have a second channel. Technically we have a third channel, but, you know, we have an actual second channel for sort of that the entire goal of the PvP Josh channel was just to put videos that would usually hurt my algorithm that I still want to upload, that I still want to put out into the world. And so now that channel exists, maybe we actually give it a shot. So I think we might run an open Great League tournament perhaps. Maybe we look at Devon. I don't know. I'll play with these ideas actually. There could be some value in it. I will say this weekend coming, there is going to be on Saturday, I'll be streaming the Australis Shield. That's going to be 7 PM New South Wales time, I think. And then on Sunday, I'm going to be heading out to Sydney for a Cup and Challenge. So I guess we haven't really picked a great weekend in terms of, like it hasn't really picked a great weekend for a tournament to go ahead. Obviously, like we can host a tournament on a random weekday, but you know, history says that you're obviously going to get less participation on a random weekday evening. But there might be some, and it could be worthwhile all the same, regardless. So something to think about it for sure. Get the Scrafty KO. And then, hello, trainer. Okay, we go straight for the Brave Bird, obvi. Content idea: whose team is the best for me? What's your sort of pitch for how that would go? Like, what do you mean? Like, you sort of give 5 teams a go? You sort of give them a set each? Is that the sort of is that what you sort of mean? Now this isn't good for me. Oh, Scrafty is so bad. I kind of forgot how bad it was going to be. This is actually a disaster. Oh, and then they get a brick break on me. We just have to swap to Slowbro. They can sort of 2-shield mud slap. This is actually a disaster. But people actively click no. That's too much effort. No. So like the way that YouTube works is every time you don't click on someone's video, it reads that and it's like, oh, that person didn't want to watch. Okay. So like when you get served 6 videos on the sidebar and you click on one of them, the other 5 actually get hurt. Like not by a lot. And you know, sometimes you know, it'll still like, we're pretty confident that you do want to watch this video. You must have just prioritized that other one, and they'll sort of keep serving it to you, being like, I reckon you do want to watch this. They make the catch, but we lose this anyway. So like they will keep showing it to you if they think that you, if they think you want to watch it. But every time you don't click on it, it actually does hurt that video, which is kind of crazy. But Great League Meta Simplified Easy. Yeah, it's a shame that it's like, that's been in the back of my head for a few years. But the truth is that like it is one of the toughest metas to simplify in some sense. Maybe it's not that hard at the moment, to be honest. But I think the problem that has generally proliferated through Great League is that for so much of PvP's history, because again, this has been an idea, I haven't really thought about this in a year and a half since I last thought about it, maybe a year. But back then and before that, the meta was so centralized around neutral picks, neutral Pokemon that sort of had okay matchups everywhere. It wasn't hard wins, it wasn't hard losses. It was like, you know, like, oh, Metacham, obviously it's a fighter versus a normal type when you've got Lickitung on the other end. But sometimes, you know, Lickitung's not that bad into Metacham. So it was like, well, I don't know. It was all a little bit like, it was too neutral was the problem. Even like if you go back further and you have like Metacham versus Galarian Stunfisk. Again, even though Metacham largely going to be beating Galarian Stunfisk, you get a few well-placed baits and whatnot, and all of a sudden it sort of goes the other way. So, but this season, it's actually a little bit easier than it used to be, I think. I would actually argue that it might be one of the easier meta-simplified Great Leagues of all Great League. Perhaps? I think it's possible. I haven't, you know, I would need to think about it a little bit more to know if that's actually true. Because I think there's going to be something like Galarian Corsair that's just going to sort of ruin the whole pie, but you know, you're allowed to have side grades and whatnot. And I think that, you know, I think you're sort of allowed to be a little less, you can take a few more liberties when you're trying to condense a meta that's so broad. Also, big Shadow Ball take. Because they were assuming that I wasn't going to bring in Scrafty, seeing as I know that they're going to swap in Clefable, but they know that I know that I'm going to bring in Scrafty, so now I'm going to go to the Talonflame and they bring in another Rollout user. Oh, Miltank. Why are you this way? As in you compare all the teams from content creators you stole and see whose you did the best with. I don't know. I think... like my actual guttural reaction is like, oh, I feel like every time I have not given them, like the team is better than I am giving it the run for. And like, obviously that's going to happen if you sort of just take it off the shelf and you don't even watch their battle. Like in both cases, when I've stole Axon's team and I've stolen Doonebug's team, both of them were streaming while I was at work. I've come home from work. I've instantly, like, I get home, I have dinner, turn on stream. And so, like, I haven't watched any of their battles back. I don't know how they run it. So it's a little bit disingenuous is kind of, I guess, how I feel in terms of I don't think that it accurately portrays what the team is, what the team can do, and potentially even what I could do with the team if I just watched their full stream. But obviously, like, you know, and Axon will put out a YouTube video the next day or day after that's, you know, sort of has the sort of recast battles from his stream. But by that time, the meta's already changed. So I don't know. But at the same time, like, you know, it's just for funsies, right? So I think in my head, it might work better as a one streamer in terms of 12. We just throw it 12 here. Yeah, it might work better for me, or in my head, how I envision it, it might make more sense to sort of do it as a one stream content piece, and you sort of do 5 content creators teams, 1 set per team, which again, I guess you sort of, you'd want to put a little bit more effort in at that point to like sort of study a little bit more. But then I guess also you're sort of running into the problem with like, say you run Axon's team first, right? And you go 5-0 with Axon's team. It's like, holy heck, this team is great. All of a sudden, you go up 70 elo, and then you're using the second person's team at a higher elo, so the games become more difficult. So I guess, maybe you sort of give it a bit of a judgment call rather than just going straight off the numbers. Oh, I'm already behind on chat, but I will catch up. Will I? I strongly regret selling my old YouTube channel. Feel strong with it? Holy. I mean, yeah, I don't know. My brother once sent me a link that was like buying Reddit accounts with like, with this. And it was like, hey, I've got a Reddit account. I've got a few Reddit accounts that tick these boxes. But I was like, look, I'm the type of cat that is overly preservationist in terms of I do like to look back at this. But I understand the regret on that front. But I feel you could safely make a Great League Meta Simplified a month into a season. That's probably true. Did we need to swap there? Because we're now 1 Incinerate away. If they play their cards right, they have a guaranteed checkmate win here. We probably could have survived another Incinerate and Throw. We would have needed them to be 3 counters away from a move though, so actually maybe not. I think we probably lost this either way, to be fair. But yeah, it's probably a good point, but at the same time, obviously in my head, play Pokemon is sort of like the main thing when it comes to Great League. And I know that isn't the way that the majority of people think. It's not how the majority of people would think if I even uploaded the YouTube video. Great League, Meta Simplified. Most people would be applying it to Go Battle League. But as we've sort of seen in this last season especially, or just in the 2025 season, I think, there have been so many constant week-to-week, tournament-to-tournament meta shifts. And I mean, to be fair, you can really encapsulate that in one sense. Like, you can really sort of consider Clodsire and Diggersby to sort of be a very similar Pokemon. Obviously, sometimes a meta might, a tournament might be a bit more Diggersby heavy. It might be a bit more Clodsire heavy. And that will slightly change the minutia of which Pokemon are going to be good to sort of counter that meta. But at the same time, like, they're generally still, when you put it on a Meta Simplified, it doesn't actually matter that much. So you're probably just hard correct, to be honest. So I guess it's one of those things that, like, it's probably too late to do this season because there's only like 2 weeks of the season left, or 3 weeks. I think that when we go into the next season, there's a lot more room to give it some real credence. I'll try a few more things out. Obviously I need to set some time aside, but I think it could be worthwhile. I've also been thinking about, like, I've never done a Meta Simplified live. I've just always done it sort of, I mean, usually I do it just in a little sketch, which I guess it's harder to do live, and I sort of have to sketch it on MS Paint, which is fine. It's just a little, I guess it's not how I usually work. I'm not sure, I could try it one time though. Another thing with simplified meta is different shield scenarios. Shadow Classic Marowak farms through Shadow Gator behind 2 shields, but I meant to click Brave Bird, but I didn't. That's what I get for reading chat. That's my bad. Hopefully they shield, because then it doesn't matter. Nice. Okay, it doesn't actually matter. We're fine. But like, that's something that, like, Max, that's something that really applies to every Meta Simplified video that I ever make, in that there's always exceptions. Like, it is never, I guess, like, you always have to put that emphasis on the word simplified. Because it's impossible, if you want to have a map that accurately charts every matchup of every Pokemon in every meta, then it is going to just be an absolute spider web from heck. And you're not really going to be able to get a lot of information out of it. So, like, part of what goes through my head when putting those graphics together is you do kind of want to synthesize the major points together, and I don't think I did a great job for the little jungle cup, because I think once you get to the point where you have 6 different groups on the graphic, it gets a little bit complicated. So like I sort of like to try and aim for a maximum of 5 groups on the graphic, and sometimes that takes a little bit more synthesis, sometimes it takes a little bit less. Like you really do want to just simplify it down in such a way that you know, you sort of get the gist, and you can, if people are interested in the clarification points, they can watch the video. And usually I'll sort of spit out those like, oh, just note in this matchup, Talonflame can actually flip this one in the 2 shield just by, you know, burning 2 shields, incinerate all the way down. Like that sort of thing does happen. And some people that are interested in, they click on the video, they get a screenshot of the meta simplified and they click off, which I can see the watch rates. There's a lot of people that do that. You know, they may not have that, you know, quite deep detail, but I guess that's not detail they're really looking for, I suppose. So yeah, it's a thing for always. I think that's fine, and this is with respect to the teams thingamajiggy. I feel like the large majority aren't watching the streams of vids and are just taking the teams off a screenshot. That's true. I mean, that's what I'm doing. It's literally what I'm doing right now. I think if you only give them all one set, you can't get a good vibe. Like yesterday went 5-0 set 1. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. So, 0-5? Oh, no. Oh, frick. Huh. Maybe Doonebug's team isn't for us. I guess maybe one thing I should have checked. I know that I said that I didn't actually watch his battles. Maybe I should have checked if he even went positive, because it's entirely possible that he ran this thing and actually went like, you know, 3 sets of 0-5 or something, and this is actually a nightmare of a scenario to run. Like, this could have been a disaster team. But I think he's like, people have been talking about Doon running Thunder Punch Scrafty for ages, so I assume that it's kind of similar to what he's been running. Even if it's like a sort of a new variation of the line he was running, I feel like it must be close, right? I don't know. But taking the Brave Bird on Talon was checkmate. Yeah, that was a little bit hard to get back from that one, I guess. But I also think if there's minimal changes between seasons, that's fine, because you can go over how the last season panned out. That's true, which does happen generally when you're sort of further away from the World Championships. I am kind of hoping that in this next upcoming season that there are, not that it's like super substantial. Obviously, we're not going to get a meta update as substantial as the one from August potentially until August, but to be honest with you, probably another 1.5 years until you see anything remotely like that. But I am hoping that it's a little, you know, they actually do something rather than, you know, I don't want a boom burst meta update is I guess the point, but it is a good point. And I think that Play Pokemon actually gives a really good sense, at least in my mind. It helps me to sort of process what is going on in the meta by sort of seeing the trends through Play Pokemon, and sort of forcing myself to actually look at each Play Pokemon tournament through, like, you know, G'day Battlers and Battle Cats. Definitely sort of does get me in that sort of mindset. Which does remind me, no need to make an update for the Merida Regional in terms of the top 8 no championship graphic thingo that I posted to Twitter 2 weeks ago. No new Pokemon winning, but a few new Pokemon in the top 8. Corviknight debut, Morpeko debut, I think Pidgeot debut. I still haven't gone back and fact checked that, but I think so. Let's go for the Talonflame swap. Let's roll that. And this is kind of tough when there's no fighting damage on the squad, hey? I guess if you stream the Meta Simplified, you're getting stream content and also the video. The video will just require a little bit more editing. That's true, because when I make the... I'll be honest, most Meta Simplified videos I record go in one of 2 ways. There's only 2 ways that they go. Option 1, I sit down, I hit record, the next 7 minutes are the YouTube video, and there's no cuts, no mistakes, no blunders. I hit go, I hit stop, I straight upload it. I literally don't even put it into the editor. That happens probably half the time. The other half the time, I do about 16, well, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but like I might do like 10 takes on the first minute of the video. Like I'll literally run through that first minute and then I'm like, oh, that's it. Oh, what I want to say. Like, oh, I forgot to say this. It's like, oh, I should have said it this way. Oh, I fumbled over my word. And I'll just start again. I'll keep doing that 1 minute. And then as soon as I'm past that 1 minute and I'm into the video, then it's, again, we're back to no cuts. Like we're just running this thing. We're running to the end. Any mistakes, gonna get left in. It is what it is. But it does have to go into the editor. I will say, except that one time that there was Slugma in one of the Little Cup graphics, and I felt I really wanted to go for the Slugma joke. That one was worth the edit in my view. Also, really silly decision on my part. Like, there's no shields in play. What are they doing? I guess it makes sense in that you're using your Clefable, but like, you could have just KO'd me on the spot, man. They screenshot, click off, and top left their battles. Probably Doonebug in the comments, you weren't even looking at the battle. True. Yeah, that's actually one of the other things, I guess, is that like, I suppose it averages out. If you're giving them a full 25 battles, like a full stream of battles, then like, it's a little more evened out, I suppose. One, not looking at the battle while you're looking at chat doesn't necessarily impact it as much as some other shenanigans. Yeah, GG's. What if Boom Burst dropped down to 55 energy or less? I still don't think it's that good, unfortunately. Like, the truth is that Boom Burst, I mean, for one, it's a normal type move, so it doesn't actually give you that much coverage. Obviously, it helps out in certain scenarios. Like, obviously, there was lots of talk about, you know, Bibarel has access to Hyper Fang. It has the benefit of getting same type attack bonus, but at the same time, it's sort of like, it does let you hit some things that Surf isn't going to hit, and it's a bit more, you're almost guaranteeing neutral damage against such a big chunk of the meta. But the reason that it works on something like Body Slam, or worked I should say, before it got nerfed, is that it was low enough energy that that sort of like neutral chip damage was really valuable. When it's something that is like, you know, relatively costly, like especially at like 55 energy, to me it's just kind of like, I just don't feel like, I feel like you have better moves in your toolkit. I mean, unless you're like Noivern, because no one should be running Noivern anyway. But like if you're Flygon, for example, Boom Burst is going to have to be really good for Flygon to want to run Boom Burst, or be in a very specific limited meta, because otherwise it's like, I don't know, man. It seems a bit tough. But guess I just need to do well in Melbourne so we have some spicy Pokemon in top 8. True. Honestly, it was just, I still think it's a travesty that your team didn't make it onto the Dracoviz graphic at top 16 Melbourne. I thought it was a disaster that they only got the top 8 graphic. Although, in saying that, they did say that, you know, the reason that, and I know I've told this to you, but the reason they didn't have a top 16 graphic is because it was harder to get the team data, and so they settled for collecting the top 8 data instead of collecting the top 16 data. If we are lucky enough to get a stream, we sort of have the team data of everything ready to go. So mate, I blame Anacord, correct. But bloopers video when? That's actually, I think the truth is that it's probably not interesting. It's one of those things that like, I don't know. I don't think that the bloopers are funny enough, is the truth. It's just, well, maybe some of them would be, but I think it would be pretty rare. But to be honest, I insta-delete everything. So I currently have none. But I might think about it one time, if they're funny enough. But yeah, Scrafty vs Clefable. Not exactly where we wanted to be, I'll say. They only did 8 for Perth as well, no? Yeah, although again, we didn't give them the data, so like, as in like, we didn't hand Dracoviz the top 16 data, so I think again, it's just that they didn't have anyone on the ground collecting data, so it's sort of like, well, if someone wanted to collect it for them, and like obviously like maybe I'd probably have to ask permission, but like maybe we could do this by getting the data for stream. But if someone put in the effort of collecting all of the top 16 teams and send it to Jokerviz, they would probably make a top 16 graphic, to be honest. They've been doing top 8 for the smaller regionals. Yeah, I think it's just because they don't have people on the ground, to be honest. And I mean, a lot of them don't have streams. So streams also do help them sort of close the gap a little bit. This wouldn't be crunch, right? Like, surely it's like a fairy type move. Disarming boys, let's go. And now they can go for crunch. Let us use one protect shield. Crunch. Okay, in comes Miltank. 3, 1. That was the point, or more accurately the joke, about no more Boom Burst update. Oh, it'd be 150 for 55 energy, almost as much as super effective Shadow Ball. Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't know the damage stat of Boom Burst. I'll be frank. That's not something that was in my memory bank. Bloopers probably only funny to select a few of us. Yeah, that's also probably true. But like, you know, you can just do that sort of thing. Like, again, now that I'm sort of playing with these other channels where I can maybe be a little bit more experimental, it's sort of like anything's kind of on the cards, to be honest with you. Bloopers at the end of the vids, the ones you put at the end of the podcast, are goated. Yeah, again, like, obviously that was all Debbie work in terms of the podcast editing. Now, I think that I've said as much at the end of some of these bloopers, but usually there's quite a few of them that I've just spawned in. That I'm just like, well, we're going to need a blooper. Let's rattle. Let's go way off topic and let's get something here. There is some intentionality in starting the recording early, just so it does grab some general chit chat. So that, you know, like there's something in there, perhaps. Okay, what's this? Seeking. Oh, let's hope for the no shield Brave Bird. Nice. Okay, big. Big, huge, perhaps. It's fine, it just means I have to do better. Bayleaf, Snowy Castle, and top 8 would be funny. That's very true. It would be sick. Like, obviously I'll be excited for it. Nice. We even get the snarl down. This might be the first season ever, and I mean this 100% seriously, that I actually hit 500 battle wins. Like, we might actually finish the research for the first time all time. Which basically just means doing 1,000 battles. Like, you know, what's our win rate at the moment? Like, better than 50%. But, you know, obviously it always trends towards the 50 mark. But, like, 50 to go. It's actually going to be a bit of a tough one, because that's what, like 100, roughly 100 battles, which is like actually it's only 4 days of sets. Wait, does that math check out? 25 battles per day, right? So yeah. Hey, we might actually do this thing. Wait, better do it at Melbourne, as I won't be there, so you'll be my horse in the race. Fair play. Isn't Shield stream this Saturday? Yes sir! Shield stream going to be at 7 PM New South Wales time on Saturday, which I do need to edit the footage because I haven't. I've downloaded it, but I have a lot of work to do for that stream that I have not done yet. Instead, I'm doing this stream. In the past, when I didn't stream as much, it was a lot easier to fit everything in. Now that we're doing like more streams than we have ever done before, I think like currently we're streaming like sort of at a rate 4 times as much as we were in the entire, like in 2024, we're like 4 to 5 times ahead. I think actually more like 5 times, like we're streaming 5 times as much. What the heck was that? We got a Bruxish lead. That would have been good for us. Did it like go in our journal? No. Oh. That's why we're going negative, chat. That's why we're going negative. It's because whenever we get a good lead, they leave. That just... it all makes sense now. I had to look up the exact number, but knew it was at least 130. I mean, look, I remember making a YouTuber short that was like, don't use Boomburst Flygon. I think it actually got decent views. But pretty bad. This is the first time it's in like 10 seasons I won't finish it. I mean, look, I guess they've been a bit busy this season, to be fair. Bit else going on. Might make some sense, but I'll take it from here. Stealing another American Pogo player team, I see. What's next? Stealing Mato Golde team? Hey, if he's got one. If he's got one. And, you know, stretching the definition of American, I suppose. Like, you know, it's interesting how much that like USA has really co-opted the term American in terms of the fact that like the entirety of North and South America are called America. But because they're the United States of, and no one likes saying that many syllables, we've all just shortened it to America as if the rest of them aren't also America. It's kind of crazy. Because by some sense, Mato is American, but he's North American. Oh, South. I was thinking of Mexico because it was the Mexican regional. Which, by the way, that did blow my mind. At whatever age I was that I learned that Mexico was actually in North America. Ridiculous. It's like, what do you mean? Well, that doesn't make sense. It's clearly a South American country. Like, what are you talking about? And it's basically all their fault that we refer to Latin America as rather than South America for much. 2 weeks of Great League starting next week. Easy? That's true. I have a feeling that we give up on going tryhard once we hit Great League. If I'm being totally for realsies with you. Ooh, hang on. Hold. Oh, that's top left. Nice. I've done like 200 wins, 6% win rate. That checks out. I mean, at least you've, wait, is that enough to get like an elite TM? I'm not really sure how the reward path goes, to be honest. Yeah, that Error 6 bug you can do on specific Android devices. Yeah, pretty dodge, I will say, but oh well, it is what it is. When someone blames the algorithm, show them that almost matchup. If you steal Mato Golde's team, also steal his saying, fix the game. Yeah, it's a... Look, when he did that on the LAIC stage, that was pretty sick. Pretty sick. Roll at user inbound. Hello, Miltank. Let's go straight for Brave Board. Don't worry, Mexico will be South America once Trump's done with it. You thought Mexico was South? I can understand calling it Central, but South? It's on the big North thing. Okay, now at some point, you've got to understand that I didn't exactly know my geography at whatever. Like, I might have been 12. I didn't know exactly where the countries were. I knew where USA was. I sort of knew that there was all this thing. I refused to take judgment on me, an Australian, not knowing the exact where the countries landed on that landmass. I'm free of blame on that, I'm arguing. I stand by it. Is this... isn't really what we want to... We'll see what they've got, I suppose. Another great episode of the G'day podcast. Appreciate it. It's sort of like... It's obviously very different vibes to Battle Cats. But I dig it. To be honest with you, it's probably like... more of the stuff that I want to talk about. As opposed, like... Not as in me versus Debbie, but as in... G'day Battlers versus Battle Cats. In like... I've got no problems talking about the in-game events and such. But it's not what I actually care about, you know? Like, I wouldn't be starting a podcast to talk about the in-game events. But hey, I didn't make the Battle Cats podcasts. I only came in 150 episodes in or something. So I was like, oh, fair play. Let's chill. They need to put a cat in the meta so Battle Cats is more relevant title. Incineroar, I guess, is the... They just need Incineroar to be good. It's good in VG. I don't know if it's ever been good in TCG. Like, I really don't have a concept of a clue. I can't... Like, I really only know what's happened in TCG in the last 7 months. That's all I got. A hard swap. Okay. This might go badly for us, because I feel like they have a move. So I think we need to go for like an aggressive farm down to the point that we have 2 moves, I guess. I think is the position that we find ourselves in. Now that we're asking to win debuff, is it even possible? Okay. Big farm down. This was aggressive. Ooh, okay. And then Surf. They had a low enough health that this will KO, right? Like it was really low health, I'm pretty sure. Nice. GG's. Groovy! We're on the up and up. It's all back from here. We're gonna claim it all back. You want to talk about the lore? The lore of the 2025 season. Yeah, I guess that's like my favorite podcast to listen to when it comes to the Pokemon Go space is the Show 6 podcast. Now, I do not listen to Good Day Battlers. I do not listen to Battle Cats. So there's that. I was there. I know what happened. I know what we talk about. I don't need to listen to it. But Show 6 really sort of just is really just mostly the meat of what I want to hear. In that, like, tell me the trends, tell me what's going on, tell me cool, interesting facts, tell me whether one Pokemon or such is seemingly on the rise, give me that wireless perspective that I do love hearing so much. As someone who just creates what seems like random things thrown at a wall and then succeeds with it. I mean, he's a madman. I almost wonder what would have happened if I ran his team in Buenos Aires that he gave to me. I really want to see a video of someone running a similar team for Go, VG and TCG in tournaments, but I feel like it can only come from a Go player. Ooh, I like the idea. The hardest part is, well, actually, well, I don't have, I don't have the VG game. I don't have a Switch. I was like, in my head, my exact thought process was like, that would be sick. I would love to do that. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess TCG is like only tricky from the perspective of like, you'd need to go out and seek the cards. So I was like, okay, that's a bit of effort, but like, I guess that's the hardest bit. And then I was like, oh wait, I do not own the video game nor the console that you could play the video game on. Because otherwise, to be honest with you, that is something that I would pursue in a heartbeat. Because that's an awesome video idea. I'd love to run that puppy. I mean, you know, me and my attitude towards playing random other games. I'm down to compete in whatever. Switch 2, don't worry. Yeah, it's only, 10 months away? Well, probably less, but you know. Also, I don't think there's any good Incineroar cards in history. Well, you kind of just have to lock into not running Incineroar, I suppose. Which is fine. I'm not sold on it or anything. I don't know VG. I watch Wolfie's videos and that's the extent of it. Ooh, okay, we hard swap over here. And then even if they Brave Bird, a Slowbro might be able to finish the job, perhaps. By the way, I have a Switch Lite I can give you if you want. You can't stream it. Yeah, that's the big downside. Is like, I guess you could do the thing where like, you have a camera sort of recording the Switch. Like it's not impossible, I guess, but not ideal, obviously. But I appreciate it though. Like it's Laura's old one and it literally just sits here. Not impossible. We'll see, I guess there's a part as well where it's like the TCG meta is absolutely going to spin on its head come April. So I sort of mentioned this to Debbie as well, and I want to jump in and compete in TCG again, but it's sort of like, because I don't have access to the cards readily, I need to essentially, I'll need to build a new deck, right? And so I've been running in TCG Live this deck from this Australian player, Tim Danklin, and it's a cool deck. It's got like, I don't know, 20 to 25 of the same cards from my old deck, from my Henry Brand deck. So it's like, it's not that much effort to sort of, I mean, it's still effort, but it's not, half the job is done. But then it's like, oh, but then it won't be as good once April hits. So it's like, well, I mean, do we put in that effort to maybe get like one tournament out of it before they sort of expire again? And at the same time, like, part of it is like, well, then these cards are going to still be useful going into the post-April major rotation. So, like, maybe. So I guess probably not worth effort yet is where we're at, I suppose. But do you know of Pokemon Showdown? I streamed Pokemon Showdown in the big 5-hour super stream. But yeah, I was sort of thinking particularly in terms of like sort of running it in some sort of tournament. So like, obviously you could just run it. And I know there are tournaments on Showdown, so I guess you could still make that work, to be honest. You could just do a Showdown tournament. I've never played, I don't know how tournaments work on there. I don't know if they happen regularly. I don't really know what the deal is, but you could do it. And TCG Live similarly exists in a way that you don't have to get cards, and I'm sure there are TCG Live tournaments out there. Actually, I know that there's this content creator, Smart TCG, who runs TCG Live tournaments. So I guess there's ways to get around it, I suppose, is the truth. So actually, we could be able to do it like in the very near future, to be honest, and we could double this, potential Open Great League tournament that we might be hosting to sort of leverage it a little bit. Okay, because we only need 3, we actually also get the. Wait, do we not get the foul play off here? Wait, how does that work? Did I only throw? Huh? Oh. Okay, well, nice. I really want to make a Bayleaf VG team, but there's no TCG card, so I can't do the video. Is there really like not a single one that's like meta eligible? Because that's crazy. If it's just like a literal no can do. Like, I know there's the, when I ran Whalmer and whatnot, it's like, well, there's no meta viable ones, but it's like, you could at least put it in the deck. Like, jeez. But that is tough. I need to get into TCG again so I can play in my locals here. Yeah, well, that's my local. I realized my local cup was going to be this Saturday, I think, for this season. So I was like, for this 3-month period. So I was like, oh, I don't even like, even if I wanted to try and do the like collect a deck together, I couldn't get it by Saturday. So it's like, oh, never mind. Shielding talent against Wormadam. I mean, it worked. I'm not paying too much attention. Sorry, Doonebug, we're really not putting our best foot forward to give your team a run. Let's catch this Meowth though for the dust. Boop. There was actually one thing I didn't talk about on the podcast was when I went to Sydney for the Cup and Challenge. There was this guy there that beat me in my last round of my last TCG Cup. This guy Alex, and I was chatting to him, and then Jumothy walked up to me, and he apparently played his first 3 TCG tournaments last week, or like the week before for the first time, and he was like, oh, this dude beat me as well, and I was like, oh, no shot, that's crazy. And then Jumothy's partner, M Tang, came up, and M was also, she said, oh, this dude also beat me. It's like, oh. So, like, there's 3 Go players here that have ever played in a TCG tournament. We've all played in, like, 2 or 3 max. And this one guy has beaten us all. And it's like, they're not small tournaments. It's not like playing in a Go tournament or it's like, oh, you're all going to play the same opponents. Like, you're going to play 3 tournaments in a Sydney local. Everyone is eventually going to play Ric Flair on. It's just like this random guy. It's like, what the heck? He's just crushing us all. He's a nice dude. Tell you what. He told me he almost forfeited to me in the last round of the cup we played because he was guaranteed a spot into the finals, and there was a chance that he could force me to get into the finals as well because he was like, it depended on what happened in a different result, but he said sort of he'd prefer to have me in the, in the top 4 than this other guy, but didn't end up forfeiting, so alas. I was, spared having to play Brent Tonneson a second time in one tournament. But, we'll get there eventually. What's that? Aloma Mola. Ooh, that's a toughie. That might be a GG's on the spot, to be honest. I would use Mawile in all games, but Mawile isn't in the video games. Oh, like it's one of those, national Dex controversies. Bummer. Is Whalmer in the new games? Because I feel like the answer is no, based on the fact that I've never seen it mentioned. I want to get into TCG as well. I mean, it would be sick if like more Go players could like collect cards, but then not be into TCG, so they could trade me all of the, or just give me all of the cards that I need. Like if someone could just give me a Badu card, that would be really cool. Because I know that it's only bulk, like it's a useless card to most people, but for competitive people, that's really cool. I really need a Badu. Oh, and we overtapped and we lost. Oh, that's a disaster. So sad. So sad. Oh, wait, we survived, but we can't get through 3 mons. So, GG's. Alas. The one guy's the Noob Slayer. Apparently. It's kind of crazy. They can call that one guy the Go Slayer. Yeah. He was actually, I didn't think about it until later, but there was a slight goof when the Go tournament started, and they, one guy that was playing in the Go tournament, Alex, they put the wrong Alex in when they generated the matchups. Turns out it was this other Alex. It was the TCG Alex that was the Go Slayer. So he was accidentally registered into the Go tournament to destroy us again. Kind of funny. But no Whalmer in Scarlet Violet. Shame. Shame. Steve, send me a Discord DM of the cards you need. I always have so many packs that get ripped open at work that we write off. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. See, I mean, I guess that the other thing is like, because I thought about it earlier. I don't know how worthwhile it is to hook me up yet. In that, like, I mean, I guess Badu is always going to be good. Like, I know that it's going to be good going into the post-April meta rotation. Like, there is a list. There is a list. So perhaps I wrote a list. I needed to check what cards that I actually do have, because as much as for the most part I only have the sort of 60 cards that were procured for the Henry Brand deck. I have opened other packs since then, so like I probably have a few cards that could be useful potentially. We'll see though. But you is the big one though. Imagine if that Alex lost to a TCG player in Go. TCG player in Go. I've never seen it happen. The truth is, I've never seen a TCG man go into the Go path. Well, I guess Rob A did, who runs the tournament. A lot of the tournaments around Sydney. He came top 4, 3rd place at Perth Regionals, I think, in 2022. Whoa! Whoops! Wasted energy much? Let us swap into Slow Bro. Because we still have a move banked, which is nice. Let's go for the Surf as well, because I don't think Brutal Swing's enough. Yep, he would just open his other chase cards. Fair enough. Got my second Area 0 under depths for my Maridon deck that I may or may not compete in the TCG Cup in Brisbane. Congrats. I need to build my Dragapult deck, which I have probably none of the cards. I probably have nothing. Okay, we have goofed a little bit. I feel like playing TCG at the moment is maybe the worst it's been in terms of accessibility. Interesting. Because like I don't think I really have any developed insights, but I do know the fact that I know that the prize packs that they're releasing are actually becoming more and more useful for, like they're actually being filled with meta-relevant cards, which wasn't necessarily previously the case so much. It was like, now it's like, oh no, they're like useful stuff. Like I actually went through, there's like, I saw a list on Twitter of what was going to be in the new Series 6 prize packs that are coming out. I don't think they've sort of released yet, but they're going to be the, you know, the ones that are given out very soon. And there's a lot of stuff in there that I need for my deck. There's like, you know, Dragapult EX, there's a Dracloak that I don't have any of, that the deck I'm running has 4, so I need 4 of the suckers. There's a lot of supporters and item cards that are in there that I need. There's just a lot of stuff. Yeah, we can just top left this one. GG. So like it feels like there's at least that outlet that like a few more of them are going into circulation. Actually, I saw that, I think it wasn't coming out until April, but there was actually a Dragapult like sort of build and battle, like, you know, a 60, one of those boxes that come with a 60 card pre-built deck that like would actually get me a decent part of the, like, I don't know if it builds my entire deck, there's no Badoo in it, and again I need Badoo, but like that deck would sort of hook me up. But again, that's after rotation happens, so I'm like, I don't know. We're approaching peak scalping, selling cards for way over RO. That's true. That's true, actually. I guess card price-wise, if you're trying to buy like singles and stuff, or even I guess get packs, get any cards of Prismatic Evolution, I guess you've got a pretty good point on that front. That's true. Would be tough, I think. Wow, the online version is so much better. You don't have to worry about lack of supply because it's digital. They just keep on coming out. Interesting decision to throw a Shadow Ball into Scrafty. Maybe they thought they were like, I was going to try and catch or something? Maybe? Well, let's not swap to Slowbro. Anyone else initially read RRP as remote raid passes? Got that Pokemon Go brain rot. Okay. It's another double new clicky, which is interesting because it's in the lead again, so it's presumably some content creator team. Imagine stealing someone's content creator team. Like, can you be serious, dude? Ugh. Ridiculous. Speaking of packs, I have a 151 booster bundle that is tempting to open. I really don't. I do not currently possess the knowledge of all the differences if someone has a blister pack or a booster pack or an ETB or like, I don't know what any of these things mean. and that becomes more and more clear to me every day. It's like, I'll see these videos pop up on YouTube that are talking about some TCG product. I'm like, oh, man, I really don't know what you're on about. So uneducated. Like, I know cards are around. It's not even just prismatic now. They have gone after everything. Yeah, it is. I have heard as much, which is pretty crazy. Ain't no way you would steal a team. Like, dude, come on. You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a TV. You wouldn't steal a Go Battle League from one of your favorite content creators. Boo, 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 boo. Am I right? Am I right, Aussies? So it bugs you when someone steals a content creator team. It is the worst possible sin. Classic at the vote on every DVD ever. Heck yeah, dude. Oh, GG. I would say a car in Minecraft. Yeah, that, I mean, be a bit tough. I guess you need modded Minecraft. Including burnt DVDs easy. Not that I would ever know anything about that. And like, oh, really? Whoa, that's crazy. What? The footage for that would be stealing the team, would be Someone's stealing a phone logged in. Okay, well, luckily no one around here has had their phone stolen while logged in before, so luckily that isn't something that anyone here has to worry about, right? Would steal a phone in Minecraft. I do love the concept of the Minecraft offense. I'm just going to let this go, to be honest with you, and then bring in Talon. Brazilian man has stolen the team, confirmed easy. Yeah, the Brazilians have stolen my Go Battle League team. Curse you, Brazilians! Okay, let's go Talon. Okay, melodic. I'm going to just hope this is not some ABB melodic Alomomola shenanigan, or else we are dead in the water. Because they're water types. It's actually a really clever wordplay. I actually came up with that myself. That's a Steve original, so. I know. I'll take your laugh emotes. Oh dear. Well, let's just hope it isn't that, I guess. Hyper beam! Uh-oh. Okay, just don't be a Lomomola. Anything but a Lomomola. Slow, bro. That's not bad. Okay, they're at 3. This isn't bad at all. We've got a shot. They probably no shield? Oh no. Thought they might call the Brave Bird. 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, they have enough for the surf. Probably Brutal Swing bait. They're at 2 now. 3, 4, and they're getting their 5th, so they have access to Brutal Swing. We probably could have clicked Brave Bird, to be honest with you. Probably would have been the smarter play. But hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. We will see very shortly. Oh, it is coming back to bite us. Oh no. Actually, turns out, well, it wouldn't have mattered at this point. Oh no, because we would have had a shield still. Oh, it actually, yeah, we threw the game. We had an insta win. We could have just brave board. Whoops. All of that and more. 1-4. Okay, I think we need to stop running this team. I think that at some point we have to make the call that the team isn't quite working for us. Actually, no, we can't do that because we've already set the YouTube VOD title. Or we can change it. we can change it. If anyone has a different team suggestion, then like maybe we can run it. But this has not worked out for us. I have another one. I'll steal your diamonds in Minecraft. I think we understand the punchline. Frog Slow, but they could have had a water gun. Turns out wouldn't have mattered. Sup, dude? Shadow says that talent counter confirmed. Welcome in, Olympian. Yeah, we seem to be throwing games pretty solidly. Going hard negative, which is pretty cool. Dune sabotaging it, says MH. True. This Doonebug guy, I mean, what the heck? What is this team? Clearly it doesn't work. Look at the set counter. Look at that. 230514. That's ridiculous. Dune is intentionally throwing our games away. It's ridiculous. Can't believe this guy. Licky, Shadow Mag, Mortar, and Slowbro. Let's see if we even... I've definitely... Well, let's not say definitely. I don't think... Do I have access to a Shadow Mag Mortar? No. No. We've got one dude with frustration still. Rippo. We do have a 1500 guy though. 75k. Ooh. My team suggestion is Makago seeking Medi. Alright, what do we got? Maka. Let's go you. Let's go see King of the Sea. He needs the sea. Then Medicham. Medoc. The Murdoch Press. This will do. We've got Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch with counter at the moment. Let's see. You are one dude with frustration? No, don't say that. No. Oh man. Just because I'm ditching Doonebug's team halfway through the stream. Caught. Okay, where's Scrafty? Algorithm? What in the heck? We still have a positive matchup. Let's overshoot it. And... no shield. Take the Shadow Ball. Let's go again. Okay. It'd be more positive with Rock Throw. You're not wrong, you're not wrong. Okay, let's burn one shield, I guess. Like, Seeking is not bad here. So we probably don't burn another shield. Oh. Okay. Oh, actually this is a slight goof because now we're sort of throwing our Seeking away. Instead of saving it for the Dirge. So I guess let's shield the potential Dynamic Punch. Good shield. I don't know about this situation, to be honest. We'll see how it plays out. So we get the drill run through. They're going to get another move though, so let's Icy Wind, I guess. I mean, if we knew that we were going to have to do this, we would Icy Wind and then drill run, so we take a little bit less counter damage. Okay, in comes the Miltank. Oh, are we going to get a move? Well, I mean, we have Medicham in the back, so actually... Oh, but then there's the potential... like, we need to deal with that Skeledirge, which probably has energy. Which is the scary part. So it's sort of just how quick are they going to boo down out. Okay, let's try this. Let's try doing something fancy. One counter. Dang it. Didn't work. Didn't work at all. Okay, now we just have to hold on to a move so that we can try and insta-tap it if Skeledirge pops up. It might have no energy. I just wasn't counting, so I don't know. I don't know. In it comes? No? Okay, that makes me think it has no energy, which let's just go for the Dynamic Punch. Because if it had energy, you'd be swapping her in, right? Right? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. Oh, it has so much health left. I thought it had so much less. Oh. Oh, heck. Oh, whoopsie daisies. Huh. Well, put one more in the throw pile. Also, imagine getting a shiny Miltank now in Minecraft instead of Pokemon Home. Yeah. I mean, you know, at least you can actually get access to it. Like, you know, you just can't get a shiny at the moment, which is kind of crazy. The irony of saying burning shields against most Incinerate users is the fact that they tend to not run fire charge moves. More accurately, you're burning everything but the shield. I mean, not true. Man's made my team look bad. Oh, see, you've made the greatest error of them all. You've put a team in my hands. Foolish. You should have known what was going to happen. Look, I'm going to get hit with a massive move here, and I'm not even going to shield it. I'm just going to take it to my Cargo's face. Oh, a Meteor Mash. Oh, no. Cole's team sucks. Cole is sabotaging us, SMH. Seriously, this guy. I won't say where I got this team from. If I had one guess, could I guess it? Yo, Clunk NZ with a 1 minute ad. Yes, sir. We do what we're told. I don't think that Clunk NZ knew what he was doing with that one. Lickitung kind of crazy though. Let's shield this. Counter down. Can we counter down? Yeah, obviously we can count it down. Just say it's the driver. It's not the driver. I know that I don't really know what the etiquette is with responding to chat messages when the ad's going. I don't really know, to be honest with you. So maybe we'll just not. Let's just poison jab with seeking, I guess. And then we shield. Welcome back, everyone. Hi. It's the team I made and got told it's the crap team by a certain someone. Yeah, I'm sure that could be anyone. Yo, we get the top left though. Nice. Team is great. This team rocks. Medi Lickitung, what year is it? Honestly, it's kind of like that in Love Cup. When I made the Meta Simplified graphic and both Medicham and Lickitung were kind of hanging around, I was like, what the heck? Are we sure? Are we sure about this? Make the pause, pay to hear chat responses, easy. Oh no. We're creating a class system within Twitch chat. Oh man. I mean, it's already predicated behind being behind 5,000 channel points. Oh dear. It is something like, I mentioned this the other day, that there's the thing where like if you play 3 minutes of Twitch ads, Twitch will pay you at a different rate. But at the time, I didn't know what that rate was. I looked at it today and it's like, oh, they actually pay you double. It's like, they will literally double the amount they pay you per ad if you play 3 minutes of ads per hour. And then I looked at what my current ad rate was, and I have been playing 9 seconds of ad per hour was what it mathed out to. And that's with the recent, 1 minute ad redemptions. So it's kind of like, oh, we're a little bit far away from making the moolah, it turns out. Whoopsies. My bad. But then it's like, so obviously that was tempting, right? Like in my head, I'm like, man, double the ad money? I mean, is it worth it? But then I was kind of like, I hate watching ads as a viewer. So I was like, well, maybe it's not worth it. I don't know. I don't know. It's something that as I sort of think about this a little bit more, I'm kind of like, oh, do we just have to do it? But then it's like, how do you cram in 3 minutes of ads per hour? Like that feels like a lot. You know what is a bad team? Crustle, Skeleturge, Lorantis. Lorantis would be pretty spooked by Incinerate users, we'll say that much. Hello game. Is the other trainer gone? Let's go! Let's go! Incinerate finish. Yay! Just a heads up, if you get an ad, you can pop the min player out and turn on sound so you can hear the stream during an ad. Oh! Fancy. Did you ever see the ad with the peanut butter shoey? No. How does that work? Was it like really liquid, like really oily? I don't understand. There's a fundamental problem in my mind with how that can actually function. I struggle to comprehend what that even means. I understand what a shoey is. I understand what peanut butter is. The Foot Fetish Reese's ad? Oh, wait a minute. That rings a bell. It kind of rings a bell. I still don't quite know what we're on about. That a shoe and we're all like, you want to put peanut in it, don't you? Yeah, that kind of rings a bell. Did they do it? Like, did they actually consume it? Yeah, that's the ad I'm thinking about. Yeah, it's all ringing a bell. I just don't remember it. Which in some sense means bad ad. But also it's probably more of a me problem. To decent ad. Alright, well, maybe I have to rewatch it then. Drill Run probably gets a KO there. But so does Metachamp, so. Ads were better in the 2000s. There is always that question mark of like, was it Lock on Octillery? Locktillery. Uh-oh. Locktillery could be pretty crazy, actually. I don't know how quickly it gets to Octazooka. It seems crazy that it has lock on. Like, really? Octillery. Octillery has lock on. Are we been for real on this one? How did I not know about it, for one? Because that seems pretty crazy to me. Loctillery needs better charge moves. It has no bulk. It's doing pretty decent in a matchup where it's against an Incinerate user. Yeah, I don't... Should we have stayed in? But then, like, surely... Even though we were, like, debuffed... Like, we debuffed it so far. I guess our win con was staying in, to be honest. Yeah, I think we just top left these. Unfort. The best ad of all time is the Carlton Trap. Big ad. This is weird because I'm like... It's ringing one single bell. All of this stuff, it's like, oh, I kind of know what you're talking about, but... Aw. Second place? Really? Get a charge TM though, so that's alright. Bing. Bong. Bing bong. Finally someone who speaks English. This is a big ad now. Alright, let's what if we go... First up, let's look up peanut butter chewy ad. I have a feeling that it's one of those things that is like... It's probably copyright on stream shenanigans, probably. Especially seeing as we're just blanket uploading them all to YouTube now. That is something where like a few things have, you know, popped up with that copyright ding. It's like, what do you mean? I have 100% seen it. I know that I've seen it. It's just, it's ringing one bell and I can't imagine it. I know that I've seen it. 100%. None of my buddies are as big. I was never going to win showcases. It's fair enough. I think I lost to a... was it a Hooper? I don't know. It was some other legendary, obviously. I'm not really... I think that I was just walking that Giratina long enough that it became a best buddy. It was a pretty early day one. I do recall. It's shown on Twitch multiple times. If it's copyright, that'd make no sense. Well, like, but it's not the streamer's content, right? Like, it's their ad. And even though some people, like, some companies are smart and they would just let their ad proliferate, some companies are really dumb and they copyright restrict their content even though it would strongly benefit from being able to post it everywhere. I mean, you know, circa think Kendrick Lamar versus Drake in terms of like Kendrick let his songs be played on anyone's streams, and so it proliferated much more through social media because no one could, like, you know, people could react to Kendrick stuff live. They couldn't do the same to Drake's because it would get copyright dinged. So it's like there's those sorts of shenanigans. It's an ad, they want to get it out there. You would think, but sometimes they're really dumb. Like, some of these goobers are so silly. It's kind of crazy. Like, you would think that something is so logical and then it's like, I don't know. Showcase is relative size, not overall size. My Rayquaza loss is something definitely smaller than a Rayquaza. I know that it's like supposed to be like that. Like, I know they made that announcement, but it seemed very legendary heavy everywhere. We take a flame charge. My guy. We're in happy territory over here. Wait, do we know what's in the back? Don't remember. Ah. I see. Yeah, old goobers in marketing. Goobs aren't silly, they're goofy. But then that makes it seem positive. Like, we love a goofy goober. I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah. Goofy, 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 yeah. You know? We get a positive set, though. So that's nice. Yo, Cola's team kind of crazy for our first positive set. I mean, granted, we're back in, like, what, the 2100s? Yeah. 2164. 2176. Woo! Oh. This is not going well, has it? Love Cup has not been my time. We needed to go back to Open Great League. I was doing well in Open Great League. Grand scheme of things. Like, we would go down, but then we'd go back up, and then we'd go back down, and then we'd go back up. I knew my team was good. It's confirmed. It's locked in. Title, this team is better than Doonebug's team. Yeah, Doonebug's team sucks in comparison to this. Check this out. Okay. I do like how much damage Incinerate does. Like, I know that shouldn't be a surprise, but like in my head, I think it's just because like Cantonian Slowbro is a water type. It shocks me that Incinerate does so much damage. Even though there's nothing about this Slowbro that suggests. Okay, we get another Incinerate, and then we... thanks for shield. Okay, let's swap into Medi. Let's go Medi vs Licky again. Top 15 play Pokemon OCE team. I don't know, but it's only the back half of the stream. If it even gets that far. Power Whip, wow. It really is like the olden days. Let's just go ham for it. What happened to the tunes? Oh yeah, they're still there. Booyah! Like boom shakalaka. Oh, Skeledirge, hey? Well, that's not great for us. They're at 60 energy now for free. Youch. But they've got a Slowbro hanging out. Okay, we do have a move. They're at 80 energy. And they win Charge Attack priority. We don't have a shield though. That's unfortunate. We should have instant tapped. I think I mustn't have been thinking about the fact that we didn't have any shields. Because otherwise it's like, well, yeah, dude, throw the throw the thing so that you take a little bit less damage, so that like maybe you get another one on the next thing, you know? Where's this person knocked out? True. Like, guy, finish the set, seriously. Okay, we get the Skeledirge KO, and then it's back to that Slowbro in the back that's going to poison jab us down. Alas. Alas. It is what it is. What's today? Today's Wednesday. Oh, I need to take the bins out. let me write a note. Whoa, don't let me forget. As soon as stream ends, I need to go take the bins out. It's been enough for me too. It is Wednesday, my dudes. So real for this. My bin night was Tuesday? That's crazy, dude. I don't know anyone that's running a Tuesday bin night. You guys in Tassie are ridiculous. I forgot my bins last week? Oh my gosh. This is giga flowing. Yikes, dude. Oh, do it now. Leave the stream on, because obviously we need the viewership, but go do the bin. And then hopefully, like, come back and remind me to do mine. If you drop enough, you can title it taking out the trash. My elo. Oh. Oh man. Oh jeez. BRB going mobile, putting on Twitch mobile. Our strongest soldiers. Unfortunate. Big farm down. Let's just throw in the Medi, throw the one counter and dip. Oh wait, they have Shadow Ball. Hopefully it's Earthquake. Nice. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, that's less fine. Alright, my cargo, do something. Do something. Oh. What? What is not using Twitch mobile? Oh. I mean, being on desktop, I guess. Like, that's where I'm at. I'd never watch on Twitch mobile. It's yucky. I don't... It's not for me. I mean, I'm more of a desktop liver, I guess. That way I save my phone charge for when I stream Pokemon Go. Look, it's the thing that's on the screen. That's crazy. Ow. Oh. Ice Punch doesn't do enough. They're gonna get a brutal swing on. Twitch mobile is my podcast for my walk to work. Interesting. That's fair enough. Does Twitch have any sort of like membership or feature or naturality that it like lets you play it, like sort of autoplay even if your phone is off, or nah? I never used to use Twitch mobile, but since having Oli, it's just so much more convenient. Honestly, makes a lot of sense. If it's just as easy to use desktop as mobile, then it's like, well, you'll use desktop because I think by every metric it is just a better, you know, it's a better everything. But if that isn't the case, like if mobile actually is more convenient, then it's like, well, I mean, what else are you gonna do? It just makes sense. It's logical. Let's go. Just got the Squirtle art rare from 151. I mean, congrats. I don't know how rare that is. I don't know what it looks like. But congrats. Seeking. Oh, they swap a fairy type into a poison jabber. Big. Alright, let's throw a drill run here. Maybe we could have thrown an icy wind. Oh yeah. We can can we tank a move? Let's risk it. Let's just find out. Can we tank one? Swift. Yeah, we can tank a Swift. Can we tank another Swift? Probably not. Oh, we can. Nice. And now we have the ability to go Metacham into the rollout lead. Oh, this is big wins inbound. I just have sound on Twitch mobile with on my phone's lock screen. Oh, while I'm on the phone's lock screen. That makes sense. Tell you what, the Android little like lock button, that thing in that little lock button, crazy useful. I love that thing. Gets a fair bit of use. Okay, we've got double charm. Well, double fairy. One charm, one fairy wind. And we get the debuff through, which is nice. It's only an $80 card. Oh, sounds like every card in Prismatic Evolutions at the moment. Am I right? Am I right? Where are my buddies at? But congrats. I assume you don't plan on selling it. The Master League team wasn't as spicy as some of your Ultra League picks. I didn't even register that I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. Kind of crazy. I found out last week after having an iPhone for 8 years that you can set the Apple logo on the back of the phone to be a button. What? No shot. That can't have been a thing the whole time. Like, I just refuse to believe that that has been a feature the entire time. That has to be relatively new, surely. Because that's crazy. There's just no way. There's just no way. I'll sell it for 500 Badoos. Yeah, definitely not that not that worthwhile. Yeah, GG's trainer. Apparently it's been there for years as an accessibility button. Oh, that's crazy. Can't believe we didn't know that. I mean, like, I haven't had an Apple phone, to be fair, but I feel like I'd have never seen anyone use that. So now I double tap my Apple button to turn on my phone's torch. Follow-up question, how often do you accidentally turn on your phone's torch? Does it ever happen? If you had to put it on a scale of, you know, never, rarely, sometimes, often, always. Not once since I found out. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I realize I really need to go to the bathroom, but we've started a game, so there's nothing we can do. Lorenda's! That's that Hawk Aussie pick. Let's... Oh, this was... it's an okay pick, I guess. It's a weird one. I guess it's kind of our best pick. Let's shield the first one. Icy Wind feels like a risk. I know that it helps us out with that big confusion damage, but it just feels like, you know, if they no shield that thing, then what have we just done, you know? You know, I don't have any Bayleaf in my card dex binder. Apparently it seems like no one does. Very sad. I have like 2. We'll eventually buy them all. I believe. I believe in you. It'll be sick when it's done. And when they release a new version of one. That would be also sick. I guess we have to go into Metacham here and just soak up damage. I suppose. You know what? Let's let it go and then let's incinerate. Incinerate time. Oh man, hello my molar. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna run off to the bathroom real quick. Shout out to chat the other day for telling me that there is actually a 2-minute ad button so that I don't have to speed run so fast. Because that is a helpful lesson. So I'll be right back. Thanks for being patient. If you go, I understand, but we'll be right back. Thank you. Whoops, I was muted, my bad. I mean, I know that ad watchers are still watching the ad, but I guess in that sense it took me a minute 35-ish. But we wait. We wait for chat to come back. We wait. Welcome back. Thank you for waiting, everyone. Appreciate it. I feel much more comfortable. So thank you. Turns out that even when we weren't super rushing, it only took us like a minute 20. So like, there's not real. Actually, I feel like there is a 1.5 button, but I would need to like install it, I guess. But thanks everyone for waiting. The battles recommence, and we get a decent-ish lead, I suppose, as well. But I just did the iPhone thing. It's the back of the phone, not just the logo. Oh, so it's the interesting. I mean, like, obviously, conceptually, the fact that it's like the Apple icon feels the coolest because it makes it feel like it's a button. That does make sense, I guess. Interesting. But man, I love watching ads to support PvP Steve. Thank you. I appreciate it. Much love. Thank you for being patient. I mean, man, the day that we figure out how to stop bodily functions, efficiency through the moon. Also, I know that I sort of try and keep it down on, like in stream time, but in my sort of day to day, look, let's just say that my bladder capacity is dreadful. I'm going to the bathroom all the time. I'm one of those guys. It's not great. I mean, like, pros and cons in the sense that it can interrupt workflow, but also it can interrupt distracted flow. In the sense of, like, you know, if you've accidentally slipped and fallen and you're currently in a doom scroll, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I need to go pee. And then it's like, oh, we can save ourselves. Let's go do that and then come back refreshed. Reset. So it kind of works. Oh, that's a lot just down the drain, unfortunately. This feels unrecoverable, but we shall try. And I guess we hope that this drill run lands, but it would seem odd for them to no shield it when they want to keep their Skeletor. Like, okay, I guess I didn't do as much as I hoped it would. Shield. For all of the VOD watchers, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, but I reckon you would have at this point if you're this far into the video. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Actually, I guess that's probably true. It is weird when it is, like, when these YouTube VODs in this early days, like, when some of them have, like, one view on it, and there's a sort of average, there's an average watch time number. It sort of, like, says, like, oh. There's some easy maths in there, but we go negative. No. Another 1-4. Man, this has not been a productive stream, elo-wise. We do have a 6th set, though. We don't! Wait, really? That doesn't make sense. I thought for sure I had a 6th set, because I didn't do my sets yesterday. And, like, when I sat down to do my thingos today, it was already in the battle thing, but maybe I clicked it earlier? Oh, man. What a disaster. I love going to the toilet on company's time. In this case, the company is Amazon, I guess, from Twitch. Totally dragging the work bin to the verge right now. That's right, I have to do the bins. But Def's the pilot and not the team. But look, originally I thought that maybe we extend the stream out. But I think that instead, because this is probably... let's put an asterisk on it. But there's a chance that this is my last Love Cup stream. And we'll do a bit more variety content over the next week. I think we'll just sort of save stuff up for that, I suppose. So, I'm not sure what stream's going to look like over the next little while, I suppose. I think that there's going to be a TCG stream in there. We'll see if Unite crops up. I think there's definitely going to be some get to workage. Probably happening on the Saturday. Of course, Saturday we are going to be streaming the Astralis Shield tournament as well. So that's going to be at 7 PM New South Wales time. I will say as well, if there's any Aussie Go players that potentially want to join us for some Unite tournaменtage, it's the same time as Community Day. We may not be able to field a team, unfortunately. So hopefully we can get something going, but I'm a little worried that potentially we might not be able to get a team together, because of some of the way that the rules work in how you have to have your team built. But, you know, regardless, as always, shoot me a message if you are keen for some future Unitage. But either way, Amazon gonna fire you for going on company time. No. What a disaster. Please don't fire me, Mr. Bezos. I want to come down to Melbourne and take my bin out as well. Hey, if you're paying. Remember to take your bins out as it's your bin night. All right, I'm going to go take my bins out. But thanks, Evan, for coming along for the stream. Is anyone else live at the moment? Will's live. Me Got This is live. I think that's the guy that we streamed the other day, who seems like relatively new to the Pokemon Go streaming scene. It seems like they were sort of streaming a lot of other stuff, but let's head on in. So let's raid on over there. Spread some love. But good night all. Thanks everyone for popping in, and I'll see you in the next streams. Again, probably not streaming tomorrow, but probably streaming the night after that. So potentially see you in 2 days time. But I'll pay for your comm in my spare room, but not the flight. Well, unfortunately, I think your bin might just have to wait for another week. Crazy to me that I didn't have a 6th set, but look, it is what it is. Apparently, I need to just fact check those things properly next time, or just make sure if I am not going to do all of my sets on a day, sort of try and be a bit more diligent in checking that I've sort of started the next set so that I can play it on the next day. But either way, we'll raid on in. I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye. And bye, VOD watchers. Don't forget to subscribe if there's stuff that you want to know your YouTube thing. Anyway, bye.